Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with the beautiful Karina here in the panhandle of Florida, near Pensacola, north of Navarre Beach. And the K1 visa process is speeding up very quickly now in 2024. We had a young lady get her K1 visa from NOA1 into her passport in 11 and a half months. 11 and a half months from NOA1 to visa in the passport in Mumbai, India. So that's pretty quick. That's a quick turnaround. So things are speeding up for 2024. Today is Saturday, January the 13th, 2024, and tomorrow, Karina and I will be getting married on the beach in Navarre. It's going to be a sunny day. It's going to be pretty. It's going to be warm. It's not going to be too cold. And tomorrow's the big day. We can't wait. And Paolo Gabriel Silver just said hi. Well, what's going on, Paolo? And where are you in this big wide world? Are you in the United States, or are you in a beautiful country somewhere waiting for your K1 visa? Tell us all about Paolo. And Paolo says, I'm good, thanks. Well, that's good. We're good. You're good. Everybody's good. And you're in Germany. Paolo is in Germany, Almania. Now, Germany, my brother was stationed in Germany for 4 years in the military, and he said he loved it. He went and visited all these different castles, and he bought himself a little runaround Mercedes and had a good old time. Candy Caramel, what's going on, Candy? Hi, Diego. And what's going on in Candy's neck of the woods? And Paolo is waiting for K1 visa, and that's great. You will get your K1 visa. You qualify for the benefit. You just got to be patient. This is not a quick process. This is a slow process. But in 2023 and 2022, it was slow. But 2024, it's like under a year between NOA1 and visa in the passport. Well, it is in Mumbai, India. And Shiku Dumbaya says, I am also in Germany. Well, we got two folks watching us from Germany. Where are you at? In Berlin? What part of Germany? And Candy, congratulations. Well, thanks, Candy. Tomorrow, we get married at noon on the beach. So that this is Karina's last day of Soledad. Soltera. Mine too. And Diane Smith says hello, hi, and congratulations. Thanks, Diane. And we appreciate that. And Paolo says he is in Magdeburg. Magdeburg, is that North Germany? I'm not sure where that's at. And Diane Smith is in Virginia. So we got two folks in Germany, and we got Diane in Virginia. Now, hopefully the weather's a little better there. It's cold here in Florida, in the Panhandle. Now, we flew from Bogota, Colombia to Miami on January 3rd, 2024. And it was warm in Miami. It was like 80 degrees. Here, it's like in the 40s. It's 47 degrees. Candy, hi, Diego. I've got a problem. My packet of instructions is ready, but I don't know what to do, as I have sent emails to Nigeria to call Abu Dhabi to transfer my package of instructions to Nigeria. Okay, so you want to transfer your K1 visa package to Nigeria from Abu Dhabi. You got to do that through the National Visa Center. You got to send an inquiry to the National Visa Center, and those are the folks that will do that for you. You just got to give them an explanation why. You got ready status in Abu Dhabi. So Abu Dhabi is waiting for you. So you gotta contact the National Visa Center and the embassy in Abu Dhabi and ask them to transfer the case to Nigeria, unless you can get it done in Abu Dhabi, right? But I think you got to get your child, right? You're having issues with visas for entering Nigeria, or I can't remember exactly what it is there. That's right. Your daughter can't come, but I think it's too late. Well, it's not too late. It's never too late. You can change the embassy. You just got to give a good explanation to the National Visa Center, and the National Visa Center will contact the embassy in Abu Dhabi and have them transfer it. You want to get it sent to Nigeria, Lagos, right? And so that's the issue with Candy. Paulo, 100 kilometers from Berlin. Okay, so it's close to Berlin. Go and do a tour of Berlin before you get your K1 visa and try and fly to the United States. Go do the tourist thing in Berlin. Go visit all those historical sites in Berlin before you come here. Let me see. Shiku Dumbaya. Diego, I'm struggling to get a date in Sierra Leone. Really frustrating every time I check. There are currently no appointments. It's same for other embassies. I just checked, and this is really bad. It's the same. Shiku, just have you contacted your U.S. Senator to help you to try and get you set up? Contact your senator, U.S. Senator. See if they can help you. Let me see here. Candy Caramel. How long is my daughter eligible for K2? She's good. It's good for a year. The visa's good for a year. Don't worry, Candy. You will get your daughter to the United States. Artur, USA. Hello, Mr. Diego. Artur, now you came to the United States from Algeria, right? North Africa. And now you are in Albuquerque, New Mexico, if I'm correct. If I remember, you're in Albuquerque, 5,300 feet above sea level in Albuquerque. Candy Caramel, yes, got visa issues for some Africans. I can understand. I understand, Candy. So you're trying to transfer it to Nigeria so that you can get your daughter in the interview. Also, what you can do, whoa, look at that. Nong Vang NV Homes, super chat. Thank you.
Gracias.
High five, man. We're going to eat good tomorrow at our reception after we get married. Love your channel and many more to come, Brother Diego. Nong Vang NV Homes. Sell some houses. Sell a house. And thanks for the super chat. And we will get you over the finish line for your K1 visa. But we got to help Candy. She's trying to get her daughter into the visa interview, but she's trying to transfer the case to Nigeria. I'm trying to see maybe if you could go to the interview in Abu Dhabi with your daughter's passport, get the K2 visa put in her passport in Abu Dhabi, then fly to Nigeria and pick her up and fly to the United States from Nigeria. How about that? Unless they won't even let you, Candy, enter Abu Dhabi. I don't know. I mean, it's an idea for you, right? Candy, worst case, if I go for the interview and medical alone, can she still come and meet me in the USA with the K2 since she is 18? Yes, she can. But you got to bring the passport. You got to bring your daughter's passport to the visa interview. Okay? Let me see here. Karina, help me out. Karina's in charge of this thing with the questions and everything. So Diane Smith, we have an interview on February the 5th in Abu Dhabi. Hopefully the wait is over. Yeah, it's over. You're good. Diane, you got it over. You're done. You're over with. It's done. You're good. And let me see here. Paolo, yeah. Okay, Paolo. So you're gonna go check out Berlin before you come to the USA. Nong Vang Envy Homes. Hello, Diego and Karina. I'm so happy for you both are together. We're happy too. It took almost 2 years. But hey, it's a process, right? I wanted to tell you my fiance passed her consular interview in Laos. That's in Nigeria. Laos is in Cambodia, right? I will be picking my fiance up in February. Well, congratulations. Very good, Nong Vang NV Homes. Go get her. Get her back. Get her into the USA. Get married and get your life started together. And Juanita, hi Diego and Karina. Juanita, what's going on? And where's Jennifer? Jennifer, we met her in Bogota. We met her at the bus station in Bogota, and then we met her again at the doctor's office getting the medical exam done. Where's Jennifer? What's going on with Jennifer? And Paolo doesn't like Berlin. Okay, well, You know, it's a historical place. You know, it's very historical. Dan Brooks 254. Hey, what's going on, Dan? What are you doing? Where do you live? Candy. What's the worst if I go for the interview in medical alone? Can she still come and meet me in the USA with the K2? Yes. But what you got to do is you got to bring your daughter's passport to the K1 visa interview. Turn in the passports, 2 passports. Turn them both in. Get the K2 visa and in her passport. Get your K1 and your passport. Then fly to wherever she is, and then fly from there to the USA. That will cover it. But she's got to have the medical exam. Candy, your daughter has got to have a medical exam. That's the problem. And it's got to be done in Abu Dhabi. That's the issue right there. There's the medical part. So we're gonna figure this out for you. We're gonna figure it out. You could send an NVC inquiry email and ask if she can conduct her medical exam she's in Nigeria, right? Have her do the medical exam in Nigeria, and then you bring that medical exam to the embassy interview in Abu Dhabi and explain that your daughter was not allowed into Abu Dhabi. That's another way you could look at it. Let me see. Shiku Dimboya, this is really disappointing. It's tough. It's not an easy process, Shiku. It's not easy. I can't find a date in Freetown, Sierra Leone. What is going on? They're busy. They're busy, okay? They're busy. The embassies all around the world, including Bogota, Colombia, are very busy. They got lots of visas to process. K1, K2, IR1, IR2, tourist visas, work permits, work visas, student visas. It's not an easy process. It's just not the K1. They got a workload that's not just K1, okay? Dan Brooks, 254. How long did your process take? It took 20.6 months, 21 months. 21 months. But we had, this is my second K1, so I had to go through a lot more investigations, okay? To make sure that the first one was all taken care of, which it is. Licia Baby Barbara, congratulations to you both. Thank you, Licia Baby. Muchas gracias. And Jimmy and Jean, hi Diego and Karina. My fiance is from the Philippines, okay? And the case is ready already, but let me see. I got to read this part. Let me see here. I don't want to miss the question. I went too far down. There we go. Karina knows what's going on. My fiance is from the Philippines and the case is ready already, but our lawyer is saying they are still not able to make a schedule for an interview yet, waiting for the consulate. Okay. The Philippines are busy also in Manila. Which part of the Philippines is your fiance from? But Manila is busy also. The whole world, every embassy around the world except for a few countries, I just workload up to here. And again, Nong Vang NV Homes, thank you for that super chat. And Nong Vang says, we love your channel and many more to come, brother Diego. We're gonna help you through this K1 visa, Nong Vang. Lord Ratto, I like that name. Lord Ratto. Hey Diego, our packet was sent from the MVC to Casablanca in Morocco, December 21. We're still waiting to hear from the consulate. Or is there something else we are missing? No, you're not missing anything. December 21 to January 13th. So, give it another month, okay? Give it another month. It's a busy time for embassies right now. Right after Christmas, they took Christmas off. They went on vacation, right? Now they're playing catch up from the Christmas and the New Year's. Did USCIS question you about income? No, they did not. I want to go to India with my fiance until she can come here, but not sure if I can. Well, either you can or you can't. You can either get on a plane and go to India. I spent 2 years almost, 2 años. I spent close to 2 years with Karina in Colombia. More. I'm back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in airplanes. Okay. I got to know the immigration people in Bogota, Colombia. They knew me when I showed that. Hey, it's Diego. He's back again. You can go to India and spend time with her. Juanita, I have a question about the Interpol letter. Okay. Karina and I had to obtain both letters, police and Interpol certificate. What I cannot understand is why would the American Embassy in Bogota require? Well, the American Embassy in Bogota, okay, if I'm making sure, like Karina's from Venezuela, and she lived in Colombia for 5.5 years. Okay, so she got the police certificate from the Colombian police, no problems. But the embassy requested for the Interpol police certificate and for a letter from the president of Colombia. I don't know if you had to get that. So why? What is the reason why? Who knows? Who knows why? Okay. Don't ask why. Just get the letters and get the visa and your passport. Paulo Gabriel Silva. So how long it took you after filing I-129F? It took 20.6 months, 21 months. Let's round it up. 21 months. But we're in different times now. Okay, we're in 2024. USCIS has hired a bunch of new people. They've trained them already. In 2023, they trained all the new people. Now in 2024, the process is getting done up and wrapped up in about a year, 11, 12 months. Larry Piercy, can I come to the wedding tomorrow? Larry, or where's the reception? Larry, we're just having a little family get together. We appreciate the question, but we're just getting a family. It's just going to be family. My brother, it's just family, really. Brother, my nephew, and my brother's friend. So it's just a little family affair. Let me see. Candy, okay. So she doesn't need to do her interview in medicals, right? Yes, I can transfer the passport here to me. Thank you so much. That's a good idea. Yeah, but Candy, listen up. You got to make sure about the medical exam. The medical exam, okay? Send an inquiry to the MVC and ask them if she can do her medical exam in Nigeria. You get the medical exam in your hand and bring it to the embassy interview in Abu Dhabi. You got to bring in the medical exam. It's mandatory, everybody. 0 to 20 years old, because 21 is the cutoff for a K2. Find out about the medical exam. Send an MVC inquiry and say, hey, can my daughter have her medical exam in Nigeria because she cannot get a visa to enter Abu Dhabi? Get the medical exam done by the civil surgeon in Nigeria. Get a copy of it, or actually put it in the sealed envelope. Bring that with you to the visa interview. Medical exam for you, medical exam for your daughter, both passports and police certificates. Okay? Don't forget the documents you got to bring with you. But the thing, it's not going to be a problem for you. But the thing I'm thinking, what's in my head is that you got to get a medical exam done for your child, for your daughter. You got to get permission to get it done by the civil surgeon in Abu Dhabi, because she cannot enter, in Nigeria, because she's not allowed to enter Abu Dhabi. That's the only block I can see right now. And Juanita, I understand your question about the Interpol police certificate, both letters. You had to get both letters. So Juanita también, carta presidente, carta Interpol. Juanita, you lived in Venezuela too, right? Interpol, if in the letter it states we do not consult the international database or worldwide records for the person, don't worry about that. They said it for hers too. Karina's also. Don't worry about that. Just get that Interpol police certificate if the embassy asks for it. Let me see. Paolo, how long it took? It took 21 months. Larry Piercy, we're going to just have a family get together. That's all we're doing. Candy, so she doesn't need to go to the interview. She doesn't. That's correct. But you got to bring the medical exam with you and her passport and police certificates. Teja Sweeney, hi Diego. What's going on, Teja Sweeney, Mamadi? How are you? We're good. We're good. I got my Venezuelan hat on. Do you like my hat? This is from Venezuela, guys. Is this siete estrellas or ocho?
Ese tiene 7.
So that's bien. This is good.
No.
No.
La de 8.
Okay, so I'm wearing the Maduro hat because he added a star. Okay. Now the Venezuelans, they prefer to have 6 stars, not 7 stars on their hats. But it's okay, no problem. I got my Venezuelan hat on. And let's keep going with the questions. Okay, we got lots of good questions here. Teja Sweeney, we got a notification saying our biometrics was scheduled. Okay. Juanita, if that's the case, then the police certificate from Colombia would suffice. Does this make logical sense to you? It makes logical sense to me. Do we need it? Do you live in Colombia? Are you a Venezuelan that lives in Colombia? Or are you a Colombian that lived in Venezuela, then came back to Colombia? You got to remind me. You got to remind me so I can answer your question. Dan Brooks 254. I live in Texas, but I'm a trucker, so I'm never home. Oh, okay. That's a good job, though. It's a fun job being a trucker, and it's great. And Larry Piercy says, "Is this thing writing?" I'm reading your questions. I'm seeing everything. Jimmy and Jean, do you think we can call the consulate for an update? The case was ready last November. No, you can't call them. You got to email them. They won't take phone calls. I mean, you could try. If you call the consulate, okay, give it a shot. But make sure you got your passport with you because they're going to probably ask you for your passport number. Okay? If you call the consulate, they're going to say, what's your receipt number and what's your passport number and what's your beneficiary's date of birth and full name. So have that information ready if you can get through to the consulate. Passport, receipt number, date of birth, full name. Nei Jin, hi from Mexico. We asked consulate and they said there are no appointments available waiting since September. October, November, December, January. That's 4 months, so you should be getting there close to getting an appointment. You should be close. If you have to keep waiting, call your senator and ask them to step in. That's why we have U.S. senators and we pay their salaries. We pay their, they get to put swimming pools in their backyard from our taxes. So call your senator and see if they can help you. Jose Miguel, hello Diego, greetings. And greetings to Karina. What's up, Jose? And Francois Livingston. Good evening, Diego and Karina. Tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow, we get married on the beach. In Navarre, on the beach. Okay? It's just a family gathering. It's like just family, okay? We're not doing a big shindig. All right? It's going to be casual with my brother and family. But we're going to make a video so you guys can join us in the video. Let me see here. Jimmy and Jing, she's from Cebu City. Cebu, so she's from the central Philippines. Okay. That's an island of Cebu. And tomorrow's the big day, Francois. And Joyce Rose Thomas, NOA 1, January 23rd, 2023, almost a year. So you should be getting your NOA 2 letter this month. January is only halfway through. You should be getting it this month, February at the latest, okay? Dan Brooks, 254, my lawyer said they will request proof of income, so I'm scared they will ask for that. If I've been in India, I would have that income. If I would have that income, they would require. They could ask you for a proof of income, but you do that with your I-134, with your pay stubs, with your last tax return. You prove your income with your last year's tax transcript, your 1040, your W-2, your 1099, pay stubs, 6 months worth of pay stubs, 12 months worth of bank statements showing your input, the direct deposit where your income goes in. Okay? That's how you prove income. It's easy. You can do that. Joyce Rose Thomas, when is the best time to ask if I don't hear about NOA 2? Well, it's about 14 months out. after 14 months, that's when they'll let you contact them. Right now, you're at the service center in California, right? It's about 14 months out, but you're going to get your NOA too. Larry Percy, okay, brother. Okay, Larry, hang in there. Nina Balin, Diego, can you get married in the courthouse and at the church also in the USA? Yes. You get married in the courthouse. Get married in the church. You get married on the beach as long as you got a certified wedding person to marry you, like a pastor, like a priest. Depends on what you want to do. But what the government, all the government cares about is that piece of paper that the pastor signs off on that says he married you or she married you. Then you send that with your green card application. Juanita, yes, Juanita. So you are a Colombian that lives in Colombia that also lives in Venezuela, right? Let me see. You're a dual national. Let me see here. So Juanita, you're a dual national. I'm Colombian and Venezuelan. Did they ask you for an Interpol police certificate? Have you made it to that point? Did they ask you for that? Let me see. Can you do both? You can only get married once, Nina. You can get married in the courthouse, and then you can get your wedding vows renewed in a church if you want to do that. Okay, you can. But once you're married, you only get married once. You only fill out the paperwork once. But you can get married in the courthouse and then renew the wedding vows in the church. But you just don't have to do all the paperwork anymore. The paperwork's already filed with the government. Let me see. So Nina, I hope that answered your question. And we got to help Juanita. We need to help get her figured out with her Interpol question. Kusama Legrari, month waiting for interview is too much in Morocco. Every embassy around the world, there's a process in place where you got to wait. 99% of the embassies schedule the interview for you. 99% of the embassies, you, Mr. Sponsor or Miss Beneficiary, must schedule the visa interview. Okay, but there's like Mexico, I believe. There's a few countries that they schedule it for you. So it's a process. It's a long process, but it's getting faster. Craig Williams, do K1 people need to file the I-130? No, they don't. You file the K1 visa, you file form I-129F, and then when you go to the green card level, you file forms I-865. I'm trying to remember I-885 off the top of my head. I don't want to give you bad information, but you file the affidavit of support and the application for the green card, and then the I-130 is for married folks. And I believe that's also, there's an I-131, I believe is for advanced parole document. Is it the I-130 that's an advanced parole document? I'm trying to remember. I don't have my notes in front of me. But you don't file the I-130 for the K1 visa. You file the I-129F. Candy, thanks, Diego. And Nina says, thanks, Juanita. So Candy, get permission to have your daughter conduct her medical exam at the embassy doctor in Nigeria. Then get that sealed envelope and get it to your visa interview and turn in your medical exam plus your daughter's medical exam at the same time with both passports for your interview. But you got to get permission, okay? Get the medical exam and the passport go hand in hand, plus of all the financial documents, all the other stuff. Let's see. Jeff Mantok, Diego, does a U.S. citizen need to get a police certificate? No. When your K1 visa package goes to USCIS, then they send it to the MVC. The MVC does an FBI check on the sponsor at the MVC. The MVC gets the FBI check, and then you get a scanned copy of your I-129F back to you at approval in an email, and it will say, is there a problem? Is there no problem? That's how it works. So you don't have to get a police certificate from the United States. The USCIS, the Homeland Security, do that on the sponsor at the MVC. Dan Brooks, how did you two meet? We met online. We were chatting online for a long time. And then I went down. I then said I was going to come down and visit her after we were doing the WhatsApp chat. And my 2-week vacation turned into, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks. I didn't want to come back. I want to stay with Karina. So then I came back to the USA, told my boss, I said, hey, I'm going to be in Colombia for the next 5 months. And then I went back, and then for another 11 months. So I spent almost 2 years in Colombia. You know, the visa process for us wasn't so bad. We were separated for a year almost in 2023. 2023 was rough. I mean, we were separated for a year. You know, oof, it was hard. It's tough. It's so tough. You guys know that. And Nina says, give Diego some likes. I never ask people to do that. Okay, I never ask you to like or subscribe to the channel. It's your channel. I know how to do a K1 visa. I know how to do it. Karina's right here. We're getting married tomorrow. I know how to apply for a green card. We put the channel together for you guys. It's your channel. So if you like it, the likes are for you. If you subscribe, it's up to you. I don't ask you to do that. You know, I get sick and you watch a YouTube channel, right? What's the first thing the person says? Would you like and subscribe? Like and subscribe. Why? I haven't even seen the video yet. What if your video sucks? You know what I'm saying? So I never ask you to do that. Let me see. Candy. I like the fact that the star is colorful. Is that their flag? Yeah, this is the color of their flag. It's red, blue, and yellow, the same as the Colombian flag, and the same as the Ecuadorian flag. And this is Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, Bolivia. Those are the colors, because Simon Bolivar was the hero of South America. The Spanish conquistadors went into South America, took over South America, and Simon Bolivar, he wanted independence for everybody. So we went to war with the Spanish, and he won. So there's a lot of history in Colombia, but Simon Bolivar was Venezuelan. Okay, Simon Bolivar had a house in Colombia, in Bogota. We went and toured his house. We went and toured. It's like George Washington's house. We toured Simon Bolivar's house in Bogota. It was gifted to him by the Colombian government because he freed everybody from the Spanish in a big battle north of Bogota, and we went there. And then Colombia and Venezuela, they separated and became separate countries. Panama used to be part of Colombia. And then Panama said, no, I don't want to be part of Colombia. I want to be on my own. Okay. Colombia said, you're on your own. So Panama separated from Colombia. And then Ecuador and Bolivia. Now, Bolivia was named after Simon Bolivar. The country of Bolivia is basically the country of Simon Bolivar. Okay. It's very historical. You know, like the British were in the United States, right? We had a Revolutionary War, and we kicked the British out of the United States, and in 1776 we became an independent country. The same thing for Colombia and Venezuela. They kicked the Spanish out of their country, and in the Philippines, the Spanish were in the Philippines, and there was a big war there. I think the person that kicked the Spanish out of the Philippines was Lapu-Lapu. And they got a big statue of him in Cebu, if I remember. So let's see. Let's get to these K1 visas. Juanita, I'm a dual national. I'm Colombian and Venezuelan. Okay. Which other letter did Karina obtain? You mentioned something from the president. Yeah, they asked her to get a letter from the president of Colombia, and it took like a week. It was very quick. That was like a character reference, because she's a Venezuelan living in Colombia. I'm confused. I only got the Interpol police certificate. I only got the Interpol Colombia police certificate of Colombia and the police certificate from Venezuela. Okay, is that all they asked you for at the embassy? No, I haven't gotten to the embassy. I'm on CR1. Okay, now I understand. However, I followed Karina since her and I were born in Venezuela. Yeah, Karina was born in Venezuela. I went to Interpol office and offered me two choices: Interpol letter for Colombia or Interpol letter for a foreigner. I went with the foreigner. When I disclosed that I was born in Venezuela, they will consider me as a foreigner. You did good. You're one step ahead. Get those documents, get them, and bring them to the visa interview. So, Juanita, you're way ahead now. And why are you way ahead? You're watching the channel, right? You're watching Karina and what she had to go through. So, Juanita, get the Interpol police certificate, get the Colombian police certificate, and get the Venezuelan police certificate. And then the other letter Karina had to get was a letter from the president of Colombia, and it was very easy. It just took a week to get, just like a character thing. Sharon Denise Persikian, hola Karina y Diego, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien, Sharon.
Gracias.
We are good. Karina's right here. Her last day of being single. This is her last. She's down to the last hours of being a single lady. And tomorrow she's going to be married to me. Bless her heart. Tomorrow's the big day, guys. And Juanita, which other letter did Karina obtain? She got the presidential letter. It was very easy to get. It was a character reference for Karina because she's Venezuelan, lived in Colombia. I'm confused. Don't be confused, okay? What I'll do is at the next live stream, I'll give you the email address for the character reference for the president of Colombia. But you probably won't need that because you're a Colombian citizen. Karina's not a Colombian citizen. She's a Venezuelan citizen. She is a Venezuelan. She's not Colombian. She doesn't have dual nationality. John A. My status says at MVC for over a month now. We are getting anxiously waiting for the in-transit status to happen. What determines whether MVC sends our case to the Beirut, Lebanon? It's what determines whether the MVC sends your case to the embassy in Beirut, Lebanon is, number one, how busy is the embassy? Number two, what's the political stability in Beirut right now? Is the embassy open? Is the embassy working on 2-day shifts because of the political instability? You know? So they're issuing K1 visas in Beirut. You're going to get your K1. They're issuing the visas, but it's a little bit slower right now. Number one, Christmas, we just got over Christmas and New Year's. So people are getting back on to work from vacation. And Beirut has a little bit of political instability, but the embassy there is processing K1. So relax, you're going to get it. Fazak, congrats tomorrow. Enjoy the day with your wife and family. Thanks for all that you do. Fazak, tomorrow, Karina's my wife. She's got one chance to escape right now, but we're good. We're good. We're gonna have a nice family wedding and a little lunch together, and then get to work on the green card application. That's the next step. The adjustment of status to green card. Let me see. Juanita, no, I haven't gotten to the embassy. I'm on CR1. So you're in a marriage visa. You're already married to a U.S. citizen. However, I followed Karina right. Yeah. So you got the Interpol police certificate. You got the Venezuelan police certificate, and you got the police certificate from the regular police department in Colombia. Those are the three things you need. I do not think you are going to need the letter from the president of Colombia. You're not going to need that. I don't think you're going to need that because you're a Colombian citizen. Karina's not. Karina's Venezuelan. So Juanita said you got the Interpol letter for the foreigner. Very good. That's good. That's all you need. You're good to go, Juanita. I went with the foreign when I disclosed that I was born in Venezuela. They still consider me a foreigner. Yeah, they are. Colombians and Venezuelans, they're very independent. They're very self-governed. You're Venezuelan, you're Colombian. They got their separation right there. Joyce Rose Thomas, thank you, Diego. Wishing you both a wonderful day tomorrow. Joyce, thank you. We can't wait. Karina gets mañana. Karina becomes Karina Ross, and all her and everything get all her name, her new name's going to go on everything. And then we're going to get the green card application ready, and we will explain to you how to adjust the status. Although I did that already. I just made a video on how to adjust status to green card. It's not difficult. The only thing I didn't include in that video was advanced parole, the form for advanced parole, and the EAD, the employment authorization document, which is a work permit. Karina has got no intention of flying back to Colombia any day soon. In fact, in the next 3 or 4 years, she's going to become American. She's not going to apply for a work permit, because as soon as she gets the work permit, her green card's going to get here. So she's going to hang out and take charge of the house and take care of the cat and wait for her green card. Those were the two things I didn't include in the adjustment of status paperwork: EAD document and advanced parole. Nick, hey Nick, I made a video for you. Hi Diego and Karina, quick update. My fiance is coming into this month and we are getting married on February 6th. And you're in India, right? Craig, congratulations, Nick. That's good. Not much longer for you guys. Craig Williams, sorry I misstated my question. After getting married in the States, do you need to file an I-130 and 683? No. You need to file the medical exam. Okay. This is what you got to file when you get married and you get to the United States of America. You file the 485, you file the 864, which is the affidavit of support. You file the medical exam in a sealed envelope. You got to have the 485, the affidavit of support, and the medical exam in a sealed envelope with the vaccination records. Those three things must be in your green card application, plus the marriage certificate. Those have got to be there. They're mandatory. And then whatever else you can put together to make that green card application strong, you include that. But you don't need to file an I-130 unless, an I-130, I'm trying to remember what that form is. I think it's for married folks, okay? Unless it's the advanced parole document. If it's the advanced parole document, then you file it so you can travel while you're waiting for your green card. But who wants to leave the United States once you spent 2 years trying to get here? You waited 2 years to get here. You get married. Why would you want to leave and go back to your home country? Immigration want to see you live here in America, become Americans. But you don't file an I-130 unless you want to file for advanced parole, which I believe that's what that form is, if I remember. Dan Brooks, let's see, there's a lot of misinformation out there. Yeah, there is. There's a ton of misinformation out there. Watch my video on how to adjust status for 2024. Watch my video, how to adjust status for 2024. I just made a video last week. It's out there somewhere. You can probably find it. I don't know if you subscribe to the channel. I don't know. It's not important. But what's important is you can find the video. If you can find that video, adjustment of status for 2024, that is exactly how you do it. I've done it before, and this is the second time. I can write the book on green cards. There's two forms that you can include for the green card application, which is the EAD form and the advanced parole form. They're free. You don't have to pay for those. So if you want a work permit, include the EAD form. If you want to get advanced parole to travel before you get your green card, apply for that. But I don't recommend it. It's a waste of time. To me, that's my opinion. If you file for the green card, wait for the green card, right? Just wait for it. What, 3 months, 4 months? Have you put together a strong green card package? So Dan, let me see. Did that explain that? Did that help you? Did I answer the question for you? No, you don't need those. You don't need that form. I-130. The 683, I think that's for the EAD, for the work permit, if I remember. Remember, I'm working off the top of my head right now. But the forms that you must have for your green card application is the 485, the affidavit of support, the medical exam in a sealed envelope, and vaccination information, and your marriage certificate showing that you got married. A copy of the K1 visa or K2 visa, a copy of the I-94, the legal entry into the United States, Those are mandatory forms. A copy of the biographic page of your passport and your benefit and your sponsor's passport. Got to include that. And if you look through the videos that on Craig, if you look through the videos, look for the one that says adjustment of status for 2024. Watch that video and you will become unconfused on how to apply for a green card. Let me see here. Dan Brooks is very rough for me. It's honestly the hardest thing I've ever done, but thanks for all the advice. I really appreciate it. Dan, you're going to get through this. I've been through this twice. I'm a sucker for punishment, but I love my beautiful Karina right here. Tomorrow we get married. You know, it took me 9 years to get to this point. 9 years. You guys are what? A year, year and a half, 2 years. Marcel MP, wow, super excited for you guys. Please make a video of your wedding. We're going to do that. Dan Brooks, she seems camera shy. No, Karina's not timida. No timida. She's just the most relaxed person you could ever meet. She is so laid back. She's so relaxed, right? She went into her K1 visa interview at the embassy in Bogota, and the immigration officer tried to be Mr. Hard butt, you know, Mr. I'm tough. I'm the consular officer. And Karina's like, what else you got? You got any more questions for me? I mean, she's so relaxed. Nothing bothers her. You know, we landed in Miami, went through immigration. She's chilling out, got through the Miami Border Patrol. And then she gets in an SUV with me. She's never driven with me before. She has no idea how I drive. We've been together 3 years, and I never drove in Colombia, in Bogota. Number one, I didn't want to kill anybody because I could. And number two, I didn't want to get killed. You know, driving in Bogota is crazy. So Karina has never been with me in a car before or an SUV. On January 3rd, we drove for 10 hours from Miami to here, close to Pensacola, and she's laid back, looking around, checking out the scenery. Wasn't worried about me. I'm looking at her. I said, you good? I'm good. So there you go. Dan Brooks so she's not camera shy. She's just relaxed. She's hanging out. She's chilling. Mm-hmm. Nick, also keynote I want to share. Mumbai Embassy does not give packet 3 packet 4 email. Okay, some embassies don't. You just gotta process your visa once you get the ready status. Once the CX is ready, you can schedule the interview and the biometrics after DS-160 and pay the visa fee. There you go. That's how it was for the embassy in Bogota 9 years ago. But they changed their process now. So every embassy's got their own way of doing things. Marcel MP, Diego, can you please remind us what questions the Border Patrol asked Karina when she arrived in Miami? Also, did you have to show any documentation besides the big packet? No. You give them the big packet, sealed up, and they take it, and you never see it again. It disappears. It's like it's going into Area 51, okay? It's going into the top secret S4 compound where they're going to back engineer this packet of information. What questions did they ask Karina? Preguntas para ti?
No, ninguna.
Okay, they didn't ask her any questions.
Bienvenida solamente.
They just said, welcome to America. She sat down. They took the packet of stuff. They processed it. They took her passport, put a 994 package in there, card in there, filled out, gave her an entry number, stamped her passport, and then they asked me more questions than I got all the questions. The Border Patrol officer said, why do we have this other person in your K1 visa package? I said, what other person? So the embassy in Bogota had included my first K1 visa from 2016 in this K1 visa package. And they said, who's this person? I said, that visa was terminated 8 years ago. They said, oh, okay, well, they still had a record of it, and they included it in this K1 visa. I said, well, you can put that through the shredder. And he started laughing. And he said, well, what's good? What happened to the first one? I said, she didn't like the weather. She was scared of hurricanes. She didn't like the food. She didn't like TV. She didn't want to learn how to drive. She didn't like America. And he started laughing. The Border Patrol officer's just rolling around laughing. He goes, okay, he says, don't worry about it. I'll take care of this. And then Karina got 0 questions. They said, "Welcome to America," and they gave her back her passport, and they said, "Have a nice day." Our cat Tokyo got more questions than Karina. We left the Border Patrol office, and there was this big Border Patrol officer standing there, and she looked over and saw Tokyo the cat in the maleta, in the carry-on. She said, "You got a cat?" "Yeah, we got a cat. We just checked in right here with the Border Patrol." I want to see his documentation. I said, "How do you know it's a him? It could be a her." And it's a Spanish cat. He's Colombian. So you got to talk Spanish to the cat, because otherwise, if you got questions for the cat, you got to ask him in Spanish. And she's like, she's looking at me like, if I'm being serious or not. I'm not. I'm being facetious. Because the cat just got approved to enter the country with the Border Patrol officer in the office where we just left. And now she's out here blocking our way. And she said, "I need to see the cat's medical documents." And we're like, "Ask the cat. Ask him in Spanish." And she's looking at me like I'm crazy, right? So Karina takes the packet out of the bag with the cat's documentation, his vaccinations, his medical exam, his chip in his neck. Everything was completely perfect. And we had just checked this with the Border Patrol officer 2 minutes before. And she's out here trying to be Miss I'm running the show. So I'm like, "Okay, well, you ask the cat questions. If you want to interview him, go right ahead. But you got to speak Spanish." So she went and looked through the documents. She didn't even read them. She just looked at them. She didn't read them. She's just being, I am Border Patrol. I run this place. I'm like, "Whatever." And Karina's like, "Whatever." And then she said, "Okay, you can come into the United States." She said, "We already got approved. We already are here. We don't need your permission." And then we carried on walking. It was a joke. That was a joke. Let me see here. Juanita, how do I request a letter from the president for character reference? I need to send you an email address, Juanita. Let me see here. It's an email address. Ayúdame, mi amor. Gracias. Mrs. Ross, please help me. Okay. So let's see. Juanita, how do I request a letter from the president? It's a character reference. It's very easy. You probably don't need it, but there's an email address where you send an email and you say, "My name is," you upload a copy of your Venezuelan cedula, a copy of your Colombian cedula, and a copy of the biographic page of your passport. Okay, those three things you got to have: the Colombian Colombian cedula, the Venezuelan cedula, a biographic page of your passport showing you're a Colombian, right? You got a Colombian passport, right? And then what you do is you email that, and I need that email address. I will get it to you. What's today? What day is it today? Saturday? I should know that. Saturday, right? On Monday, Juanita, I will give you the email address where you can request that presidential letter, get it knocked out. Okay? No problem, right? Can you wait till Monday? I don't have it in front of me right now, but on Monday I'll have it. And then I'll give you the email address, upload your Colombian cedula, your Venezuelan cedula, and your biographic page of your passport. Email the secretary and say, "My name is, my date of birth is, I'm requesting a letter from the president of Colombia for the U.S. Embassy in Bogota." You got to say it's for the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, because then what they will do is they will then email the embassy that letter, and they will send you a copy too. Okay? But at this point, you don't need it because they haven't asked you for it. You see what I'm saying? Let me see. Candy, Juanita, thank you. No problem. Sharon Denise Persikian, I'm very happy for you both. We're happy too, Sharon. And we're happy for you because you're in this process. You're going to get to this point. You know, everybody watching the channel, everybody watches the video later on tonight, tomorrow, you're going to get your K1 visa eventually. It all depends on if you qualify for the benefit. You know, you got to meet the income requirements. Yeah, you got to make sure all your documents are together. You don't miss any documents. You got to have certified copies of original divorce decrees, not just scanned copies or PDF copies. You got to have the original I-134, Declaration of Financial Support, signed by your sponsor. If you have a joint sponsor, the joint sponsor fills out an I-134 and signs it and dates it. Okay? And then you just got to make sure you got all your documents together so you don't have any issues when you go to the embassy interview. Okay? Like for Juanita, she got her Interpol police certificate. She's ahead of the game already. She won't go into a 221G hold like we did for 4 weeks because she's got the letter. If they ask her for it. But Juanita, you're a Colombian, okay? Primarily, right? You live in Colombia. Do you have a Colombian passport or a Venezuelan passport? But Juanita, on Monday, okay, at the live stream, I'll give you the email address for the presidential letter, and then you can go ahead and request it, okay? And get it ahead, get you ahead of the game. And Candy says, how do you feel about tomorrow? Pregunta para ti. She's good. She laid back. Look at her. She's like, she's just like chilling. Okay, she is relaxed, okay?
Pero feliz.
Well, she's very happy and very relaxed, and she can't wait for tomorrow, right? Okay, she's good, Candy. Juanita, I'm gathering all the letters just in case the embassy decides to request out of the blue, taking care of the loose ends. That's exactly right, Juanita. You are thinking like an immigration officer, and you learned all this right here, right? We're going to get you through this process. April Flower, what are the MVC shipping dates for January 2024? Waiting for in transit. They ship every 2 weeks, so I don't know. I don't know what the shipping dates are. When I filed the K1 visa for Karina and it went to the MVC, I wasn't worried about when they were going to ship it to the MVC or when the MVC was going to ship it to the embassy. I knew they were going to do it. So the dates were irrelevant because even if I gave you the shipping dates for 2024, you don't know what day they're going to ship your visa. You don't know. I didn't know. I just waited for it to get done. Nick, yes, India, and thanks for the video. I just saw it. Hey, Nick, that was for you. Yes, Juanita said, yes, I-130 for a spouse, 100%. Yeah, so when you file for your green card, okay, when you file for your green card, you do not include Form I-130 in that package. If you are on a K1 visa, you don't include it. It's irrelevant. It's for a spouse if you're already married. If you marry somebody in Colombia and you file for, then you get your green card approved and adjudicated at the embassy, not in immigration in the United States. It's a totally different process. When you file for the K1 visa, you get married. When you file for the green card, you file you do not include the I-130 in that package because you weren't married before you got here. You got married in the USA. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's one less form you got to worry about. Larry Percy, who seals the envelope? Who seals the envelope? Immigration seals all documents. The medical exam, the doctor seals the envelope, or the secretary. At the embassy, the immigration officer seals all the paperwork, and you don't open it. You know, Karina had a big bag like this thick on the plane with her K1 visa in it, and she didn't look even. She zipped it up, and the airport said, "Hey, you want to put that under the plane, make it easier?" She goes, "No, this stays in my hand. It doesn't leave my presence." Okay, do not pack your K1 visa paperwork in your suitcase. That's going to be checked into the airplane. It's got to be carry-on. Okay, keep that K1 visa information in your hand at all times and don't open it. For the green card, who seals the envelope for the green card? The doctor. When you have your medical exam in the United States for your green card, the doctor will seal the envelope and give it to you. Here's your sealed medical exam. Don't open it. Henry Empleo. Hi, Diego. We finally got an interview scheduled in Manila. Very good. But the medical is pending. It's the St. Luke's extension. The St. Luke's website is down for 4 days. Oh no, that sucks. But now we're in limbo for the interview. Yeah, you got to have the medical exam. Okay. So you got you got an interview scheduled in Manila, but you're trying to get a medical exam. So I can understand. It's, you know, call the doctor, call him up, say, hey, what's going on? Craig Williams, congratulations on your upcoming wedding, Diego and Karina. Thank you for everything you do, Craig.
Yes.
We appreciate those kind of words. And here it is, the night before our wedding, and we're doing a live stream. So you can't beat that, right? We're with you guys right to the end. And tomorrow we get married, and we're doing a live stream for you. Nina Balin, do I need a passport style photo of my sponsor to take to the Bogota embassy? No, they don't. They didn't. When Karina went to her visa interview, you got to get these 5 centimeter by 5 centimeter passport photos for the embassy and for the medical. Okay, the medical doctor, when you do your medical exam, they're going to require a specific size passport photo. It's 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. And when you get your biometrics done, there are some stores right across the street from the biometrics where you can go. There's like photo stores. They know exactly what photos you need for the visa interview and for the medical exam. So once you get your biometrics done, go across the street. It's in Bogota. It's right across the street, and look for the store, the big photo store, and get your passport photos done there, because they know exactly the correct size. Karina went to a medical exam, and we didn't have the right size photos. We had regular passport photos, and they said they're not good enough. We need this size photo. So we had to go back across the street, and we got the new pictures. It was not difficult. Nina Balin, yes, Diego. Let me see. Hang in there, Henry. You're going to get through this, okay? You're not in limbo. You're going to get it. You're going to get your K1. Craig Williams, congratulations on your wedding.
Yes.
And Nina Balin, do I need a passport? Yes, you need it for you, not for your sponsor. The embassy in Bogota didn't ask for my picture. It's irrelevant. They got my passport biographic page. They already knew who I was. So they used Karina's passport photos for the medical and for the embassy. Let me see. KJB, hey Diego, do I need to get an invoice number to pay for my visa fee? I filled out my DS-160 a few days ago, but couldn't pay the fee. I emailed the embassy the day I got ready, status, no response. You can pay the visa fee. I paid Karina's visa fee with the case number and with the number from the DS-160. When you print the DS-160, the confirmation page of the DS-160, on the DS-160, on the bottom left, there's a number. And I can't remember how it starts out, but there's a number on the DS-160 and the case number. When I went to pay the visa fee, they asked me for the case number and for the number on the DS-160. I didn't need an invoice number. So which embassy, KJB? I'm trying to remember. You're Mexico. I didn't need an invoice number. I used the DS-160 number and the case number. Diane Smith, does the sponsor need to be at the Border Patrol? No. What? Does the sponsor need to be at the Border Patrol? It depends. We landed in Miami, and the Border Patrol officer said, welcome to the United States, Karina. Welcome, buenavenidas. Let me call the Border Patrol officer to do your interview to enter the United States. So we called somebody. They came over and got us and took us. And I asked the guy, I said, can I go in there with her? He goes, yeah, right. Sure, you can. Come on, you can come in there. He started laughing. He said, what, you scared? I said, are you scared? I just asked a question. Can I accompany Karina into the Border Patrol interview? And he said, sure. So I went in there. Karina got 0 questions and I got 3. Go figure. I'm an American. I'm already here. And I got more questions than Karina, but that's okay. It depends on the airport too. I know in New Jersey, if your beneficiary flies to New Jersey, the sponsor's not allowed into the Border Patrol office. It's only the beneficiary in New Jersey. But in Florida, in Miami, we were both together. Andrew Bryan, what time is the wedding? It's at midday. That's when the sun is highest in the sky because it's winter time here. So it's winter time, so we want the sun in the highest part of the sky so we get the most sun. Nina Balin, I need 2 passport style photos for the embassy in Bogota. Get 4. Get 4. You need 2 for the medical and 2 for the embassy. Okay? Juanita, so you have a Venezuelan and a Colombian passport. When you enter Colombia, you fly into Colombia on your Colombian passport, right? So your primary passport is Colombian, right? Even though you were born in Venezuela, you're a Colombian citizen. Your primary passport is your Colombian passport, right? Wandering Terrier. Now, Wandering Terrier, you're in England, right? Aren't you in the United Kingdom? Congratulations on the upcoming wedding. I hope the weather is great for you. Thank you, Wandering Terrier. It's tomorrow. And I've checked the weather more times on my phone than I checked for her K1 visa process. And the weather's good tomorrow. You got to pay the medical twice. You pay the medical twice, only if you don't get a second copy in the sealed envelope. You know, if you got 2 sealed copies of your medical exam, one for you for the green card and one for the embassy interview, I mean, then you're good. But when we flew into Miami, the Border Patrol took Karina's whole package, including her medical exam from the embassy from Bogota. So I didn't have the medical exam to give for the green card. So I had to repeat everything. It's no big deal. Just more money. Larry Piercy, do they assign the documents in Pensacola? Do they assign what documents in Pensacola? I don't understand the question. For the medical exam, the doctor is in Pensacola, yes. He is the only doctor in this area that is approved by the State Department to do medical exams for green cards. Okay? And so I paid the medical twice. I paid for it in Bogota, then I paid it again here. And then on Wednesday, we'll go over and the doctor's going to sign the 693 and give me the sealed envelope for a green card on Wednesday. Craig Williams, final question on I-485. Why do they ask for medical records if they already have it when you enter the country? Here's the thing with immigration, okay? There's a lot of redundancy in the process. There's a lot of redundancy. It's just here's the secret to successful K1 and green card application. If they ask for it, give it to them. Don't ask why, because you're going to get 40 million different answers from 20 different immigration officers. If they ask for something, give it to them. That's my advice, right? Larry Piercy, different picks for medical. Yeah, you got to do a medical exam. If you don't have a copy of it in the sealed envelope, it's got to be sealed, okay? You got to redo it. KJB, Sierra Leone. Okay, that's right, in Sierra Leone. Angel Tate, hi Diego and Karina. Good news. We followed everything you said. Well, that's good to hear. And we got approved. So you've been on the channel for over a year, and you followed the videos, you listened to the videos, and you followed the advice, and now you're good. And you got approved at the embassy interview. You got a 221G because of a medical results. Yeah, that's common. If you go to your medical exam, if you go to your visa interview without the medical exam, they're gonna approve your visa, but they're just gonna wait for the results from the medical exam. Okay? It happens a lot. Jody Fairfield, hi, you too. What's up, Jody? Congratulations. How's the weather down there? It's like 43 degrees and cold right now here, but it's like 7:06 p.m. Central Time. Tomorrow is going to be nice and sunny. Nice weather tomorrow. Hoping for a beautiful day. We are too. I know it's been pretty wet down there lately. Yes, we got a big tornado hit Panama City, took out a bunch of buildings. We were lucky we didn't get hit with the tornado. We were lucky. Karina got to experience her first late night thunderstorm, Florida style, and Panama City got the brunt of it. Juanita, now, yes, Colombian passport primary. Okay, if your Colombian passport is your primary passport, then there's probably not going to be, you're probably not going to be asked for the presidential letter, because the presidential letter is primarily for Venezuelans on a Venezuelan passport. If you got a Colombian passport, but you are a dual citizen with Venezuela, I do not think you're going to get the requirement for the presidential letter. But I will give you the email address to on Monday night, okay? So you can apply for that letter, and you'll have it just in case they ask for it. And it doesn't take long to get. Jody Fairfield, but if there's a little rain, it's good luck on your wedding day. Es muy suerte lloviendo. Karina doesn't want any rain, okay? David Petch, Larry Percy, the doctor for the immigration. If you live in Pensacola, Gulf Breeze, Pace, Milton, if you live in this area, Navarre, Gulf Breeze, if you need a second medical exam, you go to Pensacola to get it. And the doctor's name is Dr. Lucy. David Petch, hi Diego, congratulations to you all. Thanks for your videos and information. No problem about the K1 visa process. That's what it's about, right? My fiance lives in Hong Kong, but is from the Philippines. Okay. David Petch, you're going to need to get a police certificate from Hong Kong and from the Philippines. Okay. Got to have 2 police certificates, one from Hong Kong, one from the Philippines. Do you know the processing time from Hong Kong? We received our NOA 1 letter in May of 2023. So you should get your NOA 2 letter probably by February or March of this year. And then it's about a 3-month window of time for the consulate in Hong Kong, depending on how busy they are. Larry Percy, passport pics for both green card and medical. You need passport pictures for the green card, not for the medical. Only for the green card application. Just for the green card. You don't need them for the medical. The only thing you need for the medical is the proof of vaccinations, and just go for a physical, just like you did in Bogota, Colombia, like Karina did. Jody Fairfield, yes, Panama City can't catch a break. Now they've been hit twice, 3 times. I have family there. It's terrible. Yeah, Panama City. In fact, there was a town close to Panama City that got wiped out, totally destroyed. I'm here in my house here, and this hurricane's burned down on this location, and then it went to the right. Within like 2 hours before it hit here, it went to the right. And I told Karina, I said, look, if I lose internet, if all of a sudden I can't talk to you for a day or 2, it's because I got hit by a hurricane. But the hurricane turned to the right and hit Panama City and wiped out a whole town. There was 1 house left standing. Andrew says, congrats to Angel. Juanita says, awesome. Larry Percy, I will be inviting you and Karina to the beach in Pensacola for the wedding. Lots of Marines there, Diego. Great. I served with Marines. I was at the dive school in Panama City for a tour of duty there. And I served with Marine combat divers there. The great people. And I served with Marines on a ship I was stationed on, and they were in charge of security. And that's all I can say about that. But Marines, it'd be good to hang out with Marines. Edri Martinez. Ed is Edri, see? Saludas y benedicciones. From Colombia. That's in Brazil, right? In Brazil. So Karina's brother, who lives in Brazil, just said hello to everybody. Okay? Karina's got brothers in Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela, all over the place. So saludos y benedicciones, Edri, in Brazil. Now I don't speak Portuguese. Now Iran, hablo para mí en español, por favor, hablo es portugués. Yo hablo español, no portugués. Portugués muy difícil para mí. Let's see. Jody Fairfield, so glad it missed you guys. So, well, I'm sorry for the folks that it hit. Can't wait for pics of you guys tomorrow. We're going to make a video. Now, I'll either post it Monday night or Tuesday night, depending on how busy we are. Best wishes and congratulations again. So happy for you both. Jody, thank you, Jody. We appreciate you. And Larry says, K, 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 okay, okay. Larry, no problem. Ramon Gallardo, hello, Diego and Karina. What's up, Ramon? We're good. We're good. Larry says, we are great. Ren S, congrats to you both in advance. I wish you years of true love and absolute joy together. Ren S, we are sealed together for eternity. Right?
Correct.
All right. Ramon, Diego, I don't be to be mean or a pest, but my fiance from Estado Bolivar living in Bogota would need the medical exam and vaccination soon in her K2 11-year-old child. Ramon, your fiance, your prometida is from Bolivia.
Venezuela.
Oh, it's Venezuela, in Venezuela, right? Okay, so your fiance lives in Venezuela, because Bolivar is in Venezuela, see? Is in Venezuela, living in Bogota, okay? Okay, so if your fiance is Venezuelan, living in Bogota, would she need the medical exam and vaccinations for K2 and her? Yes. Get them done. Get them done in Bogota. Vaccinations in Bogota are 10, 15, 20 bucks a piece. Okay? And hepatitis B vaccination here in Florida is like 89 bucks. In Bogota, it cost me 20 bucks. If you can get the vaccinations done, Ramon, in Bogota, every single one, like I did for Karina, she started in August of 2023. August, September, October, she went paso, got her vaccinations all done. It cost me like 400 bucks. If I had done it here in Florida, it would have cost me $1,000 plus. Okay. But if she's Venezuelan living in Bogota, make sure you get the police certificate from Venezuela and the Interpol police certificate and the police certificate from Colombia. And your K2, you got an 11-year-old. The K2 is going to need the medical exam in Bogota also. Please tell me the cost of the medical exam for her and 11-year-old son. Well, you got to, number one, Ramon, I made a video on the medical procedure for the embassy in Bogota, Colombia. I made a video about it with the price, the cost, what you can pay with credit, what you can pay in cash. You got to pay the medical exam to the doctor on the 10th floor, I believe it is, of the medical office in Bogota in cash, in efectivo, in Colombian pesos. They don't accept a credit card. You can pay a credit card on the vaccinations and for this chest X-ray. And I believe it was $400 per person for the medical exam. But I made a video about it. And the 11-year-old, it's going to be $400 for the physical per person, approximately $400 per person, cash, efectivo. Ren, it's been 2 weeks since USCIS received my RFE evidence and no response. It's only been 2 weeks. I put NA on page 9 criminal, which caused an RFE on December 20th. I received the letter and USCIS got the evidence on December 29th. Give them 3 weeks. Give them a month max to process it. Ren, hang in there. Nobody seems to be able to answer my question. How long USCIS will take to look at my RFE? 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, you only missed 2 questions. Okay, and it slowed down the K1 visa by a month, at least a month. That's the answer to your question. Okay, about a month. Ramon Gallardo, I just need to know the prices for the whole package. Well, it's $400. It's in the video. Your lawyer can't tell you? Well, that's why I didn't hire an attorney, because I know the answers to all the questions. Who needs an attorney, right? It's $400 per person for the medical exam. It's about $20 to $25 per vaccination. It's, I believe, $150 for the chest x-ray, okay, per person. So that's $550. Let's say it's about $600 total. So it's about $1,200 for two people, okay? $1,200, Ramon, for two people for Bogota. You got it? That's about the price right there. Pretty close, give or take a few Colombian pesos. Let me see. Ramon, thanks a lot for helping always. No problem. We help our friends all around the world. And now I answered Ren's question. I've answered Ramon's question. Give or take, I'm close, it's about $600 per person, give or take $20, $30. Ren S, it took USCIS 1 full year to review my I-129 before I got the RFE. It's a process, Ren. It sucks. The process sucks. But you got to get through it. Be patient. Be calm. Be calm like Karina. Look at Karina. She's just like a calm river, very relaxed. Johnny Fontaine, Diego, I fired my attorney. You fired your attorney. Good. And started watching your videos. Now you got the information for free, right? You saved me thousands and thousands of dollars. Thank you so much. High five to Johnny. That's the reason we do this. Why would you want to pay an immigration attorney $4,000, $5,000 for information that you get here for free? Now, I'm not saying an immigration attorney's bad. They like to take your money. That's how they make a living, right? That's why they drive around in a Mercedes. But the K-1 visa and the spousal visa process is easy. The paperwork's easy. But people get confused. They get scared. They're afraid of Homeland Security. They're afraid of the government. They're afraid of immigration. It's normal. And if you watch the videos that I've made, you can learn this whole process for free. And I've answered questions here for Ren S that not even his attorney knew the answer to, but I know the answer. So Ren S, hang in there. Give it a month, okay, on your RFE. Ramon, Semper Fi. Marine, Semper Fi. KJB, hey Diego, my embassy is in Sierra Leone. I just looked at my DS-160. The number on the barcode is the confirmation number. There you go. Would that work with my case number to pay the visa fee? There you go. That's it. Give it a try. I bet you can now pay your visa fee. Tell me on Monday night. I'll be married on Monday night. You'll be Mrs. Ross. KJB, did I just save you a massive headache? I saved you $100 phone call to an attorney, right? Ren S, he said 6 weeks. No, 4 weeks. 4 weeks, Ren. Larry says, Semper Fi, Dog Ramon. Ren S, for them to look at my evidence as my RFE was basic. Your RFE was so simple that it will take probably just 4 weeks to get it done. KJB, after paying the visa fee, would the calendar open for me to schedule my beneficiary? Yes, it will. It did in Bogota, but it depends on the country. Depends on the country. It will open up the calendar, but if there's no spots available, then you're going to have to keep going back and opening up the calendar, okay? And looking for a schedule so you can schedule it. So let me see. Ren S, but online it shows they can take 3 or 4 months. Don't read that stuff. That's propaganda. The National Visa Center sent me an email and said the embassy in Bogota is closed because of COVID. We live 20 minutes from the embassy. We went down to the embassy. We said, hey, are you guys closed because of COVID? No. Who told you that? The MVC. No, we're open. So I sent an email to the MVC and said, don't you tell me those stories. You're telling me stories. The embassy's open. You are going to send my visa package to the embassy in Bogota when they get freed up. Don't tell me this garbage. And then 3 days later, Karina's visa package was in Bogota. Let's see here. Ren, it's a drag. Yeah, it sucks. But you got to hang in there. Francois, your humor is priceless. We're going to motivate you. We're going to keep you motivated. We're going to pull you over the finish line. It's not an easy process, but if you hang out with us on this channel, you're going to be humor. You're going to get the right answer to the questions, and you don't have to pay an immigration attorney for the answers. Christopher Stout, I got to find out what's going on with mine. It's 431 days. Honestly, Christopher, didn't you move? Didn't you relocate to another place? Immigration may have sent your NOA2 to the other address. Ren S, honestly. Nina Balin, does Colombia accept dollars? No. Nina, you got to pay in Colombian pesos for the medical exam. Colombian pesos. Dollars, no. Now, you can go to Western Union and change dollars into Colombian pesos and then pay, but you got to pay in Colombian pesos. Ren S, you're waiting for them just to look at my RFE, which is simple. But they've got 60,000 K1 visas they're looking at. 100,000 K1 visas. You're not just the only person in the process. There's thousands of people. And let's suppose there's 60,000 K1 visas and 10% get an RFE. What's 10% of 60,000 people? That's a football stadium of people, right? Be patient. Hang in there. I got an RFE on my first K1 visa. It took them 4 weeks to process it. Francisco Fonseca. I just got my NOA2. My fiance is in Colombia. Which part of Colombia? How long was your process from NOA2 to visa interview? 21 months, 20.8 months, 21 months total. But I applied in April of 22 at the tail end of COVID. Ren S, the process really is a game of waiting. And it truly sucks. That's exactly right. Christopher, I have not received notification from NOA2 in the Philippines. You get the NOA2 from the service center where your K1 visa went to. You don't get it from the Philippines. The NOA2 letter is mailed to you from the service center, whether it's California, Texas, Nebraska, wherever. Ren S, do you think through my RFE due to missing the question on page 9 criminal will cause a denial? No, Ren S. Okay, let me ask you this. Do you have a criminal record? Was it a felony? You don't have to answer me. But if you have a criminal record that was a felony, okay, that was to do with domestic violence against women or children, then you won't get your K1 visa. It'll be denied. But if you got 20 traffic tickets for speeding because your foot is pretty good, is fast on the accelerator, or if it's something minor, you're good. But if you have a criminal record, you got to disclose it to immigration because they're going to find out in a second. Homeland Security at the service center and at the MVC know all about you from the moment they get that K1 visa package and they adjudicate it. They know everything. They know if you stole a comic book from the 7-Eleven when you were 5 years old. They know everything about you. So if you have a criminal record, this would be the time to get an immigration attorney involved. Pay an immigration attorney $100 to look at your criminal record and ask the immigration attorney, do I qualify for the K1 visa? Instead of paying an immigration attorney $5,000 to process your K1 visa, if you have a criminal record, pay him $100 or however much he charges for a consultation, have him or her look at your criminal record and he'll say yes or no. Then you have the answer, right? But I don't think it's going to be a problem, Ren S, as long as it wasn't a major infraction. Bud Garcia, hello, Diego and Karina from Washington State. We love our friends in Washington State. Ren S, USCIS didn't ask for any more proof of my relationship. Okay. Or wedding plans. Okay. You're good. You got to have that information for the visa interview at the embassy. All they wanted was for me to print page 9 and redo the mail. There you go. It's very easy. Now you just got to wait. It's very simple. Bud Garcia, when the MVC receives your packet, how long does it take to get the welcome letter? It takes about 2 to 3 weeks. Christopher Stout, yes, but I did mail transfer in February, but my case still says case received. Okay. And I did an inquiry 3 weeks ago, and they said my address is new address on file, so you're good. Okay. Do a Freedom of Information Act request. Go to an FOI, do a Freedom of Information Act request on the USCIS website and ask for an update on your case. They'll tell you. Be kind after they get the fiance. After who gets the fiance? I don't understand. Is there a time period they need to travel within? Okay. The question is, be kind. Once the beneficiary gets his or her K-1 visa in his or her passport, you got 6 months from the date of your medical exam to use that K-1 visa. 6 months starting from the day of your medical exam. So if you had your medical exam 2 weeks before your K-1 visa interview, that's when the time clock starts on your K-1 visa. Okay? Let me see. Let me finish up the questions, and then Karina wants to cook dinner. She's hungry. Tengo hambre. ¿Tú tienes hambre, mi amor?
Sí, un poco.
Okay, so Karina's a little hungry, and I'm hungry. I want to answer a few more questions, and then we're going to go eat. Let me see. Be kind. Sorry, after they get the visa, 6 months. Be kind from the date of the medical exam. Ramon, hey Diego, I got the K1 FTP email. Is that the same as the welcome letter? That, Ramon, is the welcome letter. Print that. Print that K1 FTP email plus the list of travelers email and send those copies to your beneficiary, because she will need those to schedule her medical exam in Bogota. To schedule the medical exam in Bogota, you got to have the K1 FTP email and the list of travelers. Print those 2 emails, send them to, or scan them, or send them to your beneficiary in Colombia so she can schedule her medical exam. She cannot schedule her medical exam without those 2 emails. The one from the MVC and the list of travelers from the embassy. Ren S, no criminal record. Okay, no problem. Your lawyer put NA rather than answer one criminal question on page 9. So you hired an immigration attorney who has now totally screwed up your K-1 visa package, right? Is he going to give you your money back? Are you going to ask him for your money back? Ren S, you've got no criminal record. Your immigration attorney filed incorrect paperwork, costing you another month of time. So his incompetence or her incompetence is costing you 4 more weeks, maybe longer, on your visa package, right? Have you fired your immigration attorney? Does that person still work for you? Has that person given you money back as a refund for incompetence? I'm serious, man. Christopher, send me information so I can get the information. Send me the information. You go to the USCIS website and you go to Freedom of Information Act and you request your records. They will tell you exactly what's going on with your paperwork. Google FOIA USCIS. Ramon Galado, it has a case number, BGT, that's for Bogota, but no invoice number. Ramon, don't worry, you don't need an invoice number for Bogota. When you fill out the DS-160, help your beneficiary with the DS-160, print that. You're going to get a confirmation number on the DS-160. Okay? Use the confirmation number on the DS-160 with the case number to schedule the visa interview in Bogota. BGT is the acronym for Bogota. You got it? BGT, and the number that comes after BGT is your case number. BGT is your case number. Use that number with the invoice number, not the invoice number, the confirmation number on your DS-160, and you can use those 2 numbers to pay the visa fee and schedule the visa interview and the biometrics. Ren, rather than tick, I've never applied for any K1 visa before, which caused USCIS to RFE all other criminal questions, he answered. Ren S., your immigration attorney totally messed up your K1 visa package. Tell me he has not refunded. He better refund your money back to you. Okay? You need to get rid of that person. He needs to be fired. Okay? Be kind. After we get married within 90 days, what's the next step? Well, you get married, you file for the green card. It's called the adjustment of status. Okay? Be kind. That's the answer. Ren S. Yet, due to my lawyer putting an NA criminal question, Ren S., fire your attorney and ask him to return your money. He totally destroyed your K1 visa paperwork. He decimated it. Okay? Your attorney did that. If you had filled out the I-129F yourself, this would not have happened, correct? Because you know how to answer questions, right? There's a question on the I-129F. You read the question and you check it. You know how to do that, right? Get rid of that guy or lady. Get your money back and use that money for something else. But that was total incompetence on your attorney part. Total incompetence. Get rid of that person. Let me see. I have to wait for the list of travelers from the embassy. Here's what you do, Ramon. Send an email to the embassy in Bogota and ask them. Once you get the ready status, ask them for the list of travelers. They'll email it to you. Be kind. How long does it take for the fiancé to get the green card once they arrive in the USA? Depends on where you live. If you live in California, on the West Coast, it takes a little bit longer than if you live on the East Coast. But 3 to 4 months, if you do if you put together a strong green card package, it takes about 3 to 4 months. Red S, I have no criminal record. That's good. They said it would only take a minute to review it. It only took me a minute to produce the info. It took you a minute to do the paperwork and fix the incompetence of your immigration attorney. Right? Right? Christopher, FOIA report, USCIS. There you go. Yes, I hired him and he dashed up. What does dashed up mean? You need to fire that guy. Francois, Diego, attorneys do not give money back. Rather, they like to suck it out of people. Right. But this attorney was incompetent and caused a massive problem for this person on his K1 visa. He needs to get the money back. Bud Garcia, that happened to me, but lawyer is going to pay for the visa fee and the affidavit fee. There you go. So Bud Garcia's attorney was a total mess up too. Okay, guys, be kind. Can you please do a video on how to apply for adjustment of status? I already did. Be kind. Look through the videos. I don't know if you've subscribed to the channel. You don't have to subscribe to the channel, but if you have, it's easier to find the videos. Look for my video I made for you guys on adjustment of status for 2024. And with that, Ren S is frustrated. Christopher says, representative role to the subject of record. What is the relationship? There you go. Time for dinner for Diego and Karina. We are hungry, and we will see you Monday. Juanita, I'll get you that email address for the presidential letter. Thanks for everyone, and thanks for the super chats.